Hello and welcome back. Steel Pinning Zero once again, and today is a little bit of an explanation of my absence, but more so a hopefully quick little video on SFICs. And first off, a little explanation of where I've been on my hiatus. I had a bit of an accident and got busted in the mouth by a doorknob on a big metal door, and it smacked me really good and broke a tooth off. Well, with that came an infection, abscessed really bad, and that abscess got even worse and spread to other teeth. And over the past 2 weeks, I have had my jaw drained twice to keep the swelling down. Lots of painkillers, antibiotics like crazy. But they've finally gotten, I think, the infection under control. And now I have lost 3 teeth because of it, which it just blows me away. You know, you're like, what the heck? You thought, everybody thinks they're invincible. But so it looks like I'll have to get some kind of bridge or something. I don't know whatever the heck I can afford after all this. But it's been what's keeping me down and out of work and everything else. So I've been in the dumps, if you will. So to cheer me up, I'm going to try and do SFIC pinning because I really enjoy small format interchangeable cores. I have one here. It is a 6-cylinder A keyway. It says there on the key, A keyway. Beautiful little lock. That's the keyway, what it looks like. Zoom to it for a better look. There we go. That's the A keyway. And I had just pinned this one up. Sorry. Come back out. I had just pinned this one up to work with this key. But I only had one A key laying around, and so I did the pinning where, come on now, why ain't you working? Because I pinned it all the way up. They say you should leave the end one blank one, because, so sometimes it wants to hang on that, because it's riding on the tip of the key right there. There it goes. Alright. Anyhow, with that, I have one that I'm going to pin up. And we'll slide out a bit here. This is my, I guess, portable SFIC pinning kit. Myself from being cockeyed here. I have this kit here as well, which is my pride and joy in small format. It's an A2 Peaks pinning kit, and the coolest thing about a Peaks pinning kit is, let's see if we can find some there. Like, look in that bin here, you can see them. There are security pins in some of these. You gotta find the right sizes. There we go. Smaller. They're for more so the build-up pins, but you'll see that there's spools in a lot of those, including the key pins. So, and as you can see, the kit, this particular kit here also has the conventional, oh, good grief. Check pins, I guess you'd call them. Everybody calls them check pins. But if it's got a top driver, a bottom key pin, a pin that interacts with the key is a key pin. A driver pin is a top pin that interacts with a spring. That is exactly what these are. They have a top spring, a top pin interacting with a bottom pin that interacts with the key. That is an extra pin chamber. So it takes a 7-pin, like for instance, here's one I have. And that is a 7-pin, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, And in this cap piece, that front cap piece, there's another pin that interacts with that bump here and that bump here, which goes above the ride of the key. So it has to lift. It's not a cut and drop like these are. You know, they cut and the pin drops down in there, showing or lining up the shear line. This one has to raise that pin up. So I guess that's the only difference, is that it's higher cut. Kind of a variant of an interactive pin. Like on the Multi-Lock Interactive, that pin has a magnetic insert, and whenever it touches that, in a magnet in the key, when it touches that hardened steel, it pushes away a magnet in the cylinder, and it lifts it up higher than the shear. So it brings it to the shear. So with that it works, but without it pushing up that pin, it doesn't work. So you can't do that with these particular types of locks. What I mean by can't do that is you can't do the pull it out one key space, because now you're not interacting with that that eighth pin or check pin. So this kit also has those check pins, top and bottom, which is really cool. But it also goes up to a size 19 pin on top, a build-up pin. And let's see here. Yeah, and then it goes, starts at 2 build up, 3, 4, 5 to 9, 10 to 15, 16, 17, 18, and 19. Those are really big pins. And I have to intermix some of these pins in with my little kit over here. Here, in my little kit. And let's get the top on it. Okay, that's my little kit here. And to keep it up and going, let's see here, there we go. And if you look here, it only goes up to a top pin of 16. So 17, 18, and 19, if I need them, I have to get them out of that other pin kit. And with that, I've populated some of the ones I've run low on with some from that pin kit, which also are security pins. So I have some security pins in here as well. Okay. Now, this is my annex, my shoeing kit, if you will. This is a beautiful little 3D printed one of an extractor. You put it in there and pop out. You can pin them up as well. It's a really neat little thing that I had gotten from Foxy. I appreciate that. I saved my allowance and I got a lab one, which this annex is solid steel, man. It is a monster. And very expensive as well. If y'all have ever seen it, the cheapest ones I've seen are like on eBay for 180 bucks. And then doing this, you really should have a key gauge as well. You'll need the extractor and the pinning cap. Pin cap prong, I guess you'd call it there. Alright, that's all we'll need out of that. Put it up. And I have a pre-cut key here, so we'll do good there. And then I have an empty core. Yep, and the key works. This is not an A keyway. It is I believe it is a BE keyway. And, well, first thing is first. You'll need to get ready to draw it out. Alright, so we're going to scoot in a little bit again and pan down. That way I can move out here. Here we go. Now, to do this, you need to have your key gauge. Alright, and measure your cuts. And you got to understand as well, best in small format are literally backwards. The cut closest to the bow is not the number 1 cut. They go number 1 cut off the furthest from the bow. So that's 1, that's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So it's going to line up on your chart the same way. So it'll be 1 through 6, left to right. Okay? So we'll do number 6 first. And that is a 3 cut. So grab our pen here. Let's use our Sharpie for a different color. Sorry. And we know that that is a number 3 cut. Then we'll do that deep one. That is a 9 cut. The one next to it there. That's a 3 cut. A lot of 3s here because I think the next one is too. Yep, another 3 cut. And a 2 cut. And a 5 cut. Now we know what the key is, so that's pretty simple. Okay, so with that, it's the key there and the lock there. I'll bring this down to us here. Okay, with that, we know what the change number is. 5, 2, 3, 3, 9, 3. That is the bidding of the key, the change key. That's this one. And so with that, if we're going to use the same key as a control key by pulling it out 1 notch, well then that means we have the control key cuts as well. We just have to back it off 1 notch. So we have to like move it down 1. So the 5 will go here. 2, 3, 3, 9. So the control cut will be 9, 3, 3, 2, 5. Or 5, 2, 3, 3, 9. Okay. And so now we have 2 numbers here. We have the control number and the key pin number. So now we have 2 of the numbers that we need here to pin it up. And to get the top driver number, you can get that by using the control number and subtracting it from the number 13. So we will go 13 in the top. Well, we'll start over here. It can't be on the first one because there's nothing there. So it has to be on the second one, and it's a 5. So we go 13 minus 5 is an 8. And then 13 minus 2 is 11. 13 minus 3, 10. 13 minus 3, 10. 13 minus 9, 4. Alright, then those are our top driver numbers. And well, now that you have those, and the key numbers, and we're not using master wafers, because we're not going to master pin it, so we don't even need those. So now we just need to add those 2 up and subtract it from 23, because all 4 of these chambers have to add up to 23. So we go 4 plus 3 is 7, and 7 minus, or 23 minus 7 is what, 16? Yeah. And then 10 and 9 is 19, so 23 minus 19 is 4. 10 and 3 is 13, so 23 minus 13 is 10. 11 and 3 is 14, and 23 minus 14 is 9. 8 and 2 is 10, and 23 minus 10 is 13. Now, if you do want to populate this last chamber, you know the key pin is a 5, and you can play around with the actual cut it would take to line up the tip of that bow, like I showed you on that other one, which can make it really sticky sometimes. Let's just pin it up this way, and then we'll decide if we want to do that later. So we'll leave these here blank for now. Okay. So now we have our pinning kit chart here for what we need to do in here. So I have, to save a touch of time, I have already pinned this up. You have to be very careful not to knock it all out. But I have pretty much pinned it up. Except now I messed something up. Okay. So, because see right here, this one, I don't know what the heck's going on. It shouldn't even be there, I don't think. That's a 5, 3, 3, 2. There's no 9 in here either. There's a, this one here. Oh, there's the 9. Sorry. The spooled key pin. So there's the 9. That's a 5. This one is a lot bigger. I don't think it's supposed to be there. No, it's supposed to be a 5. No. I don't know here. I think it's supposed to have been a 5, but yeah, I think the 2. Yeah. There it is. Sorry. See how you can get mixed up real fast? Okay. So that's how it's supposed to go. Where the number 1 here is an 8 here, a 13 here, and a 2, an 11, a 9, and a 3, a 10, a 10, and a 3, a 10, a 4, and a 9, a 4, a 16, and a 3. And that is the exact numbers to here. No. There we go. So, now we know. So, this here should go right into this little doodad here. And should work the lock beautifully if we did our math correctly. I think we did. So, let's try and throw it together, huh? I'm going to put this pin. I don't like to do the dump thing because it never dumps properly for me. Always fotses the dump up. So I always just go one single pin at a time. I guess it's not the way to go per se. But I'll tell you one thing. It sure makes it easier to do this than it ever is to try and clean up a bad dump. It sounds awful and truthful in the same breath. Well, ain't that great? Done heard it hit the floor. Let's grab another one. Another little number 4. And another little trick is to take the extractor and come back up through it. To push it out. And of course, just dump it out onto the ground again. Because, why should it ever be proper? Got the number 4 pin at least. I found it. Can't find the number 9 pin. No. Let's grab another one. Okay. Right? Yeah. Number 9 pin. Unless it's still in there. Let's make sure. It is. See there? I'm glad I checked. Alright. So, there it is. Put the 4 back in. Boy, how this thing's just trying to piss me off. That's another thing you have to be careful with these little pins, is they can get twisted in that chamber something fiercely quick. And number 10 on top of it. Number 3. 10. 10. 3. 9. 11. Dadgum. Turn the camera on and these things just jump around. Oh, did it go on the right one? I hope so. Number 2. 13. 8. All right. Like a boss, right? All right, we got them all in there. Let's pop the key in. Give them another little push down. Make sure they're all seated. And we hope that it turns. And it does. Pretty clean. Awesome. Now we pull it out one notch. We got to hope for the same thing. With nothing pushing them down, it's kind of difficult. And it does. Works to control. So, we have it pinned properly. So, let's use the annex for this. We'll pop it in there. And we'll grab a spring. Make sure that it's still good. Give it a little stretch back out. Drop it in the hole. Do it again. Make sure it's good. Get a little stretch back out. Drop in the hole. Number 3. Make sure it's good. Stretch back. You can stretch that one a lot. Shit. Put it back in the hole. Try not to fling your spring. Put that on a shirt. Don't fling your spring. No fling springing. No spring flinging. And the cap is even still good, so that's cool. We'll grab the cap pin, what you call it, and give a little whack. And number 2. Cap tool. Number 3. Okay, it went in 4. Number 4 really wants a bunch. 3 again. That was because the spring was trying to pop out of the hole. Pop one of them out. And the last one here. There we go. Okay, there it is. They're all in except for the last one. Moment of truth. Key works beautifully. Pull it out one, and it works control with a little click. Perfect. Alright, now, if we want that last one pinned up, right? I'm thinking it's going to be a fork well, it's first and foremost a number 5 bottom pin, right? Make sure it still turns. It does. I'm thinking it's a 14 top pin or build pin for the control lug. And do the math. 14 and 5 makes 4 left. Number 4 for the driver. Okay. Grab the spring. Plop it there. Okay. Works. And it works. We're golden. Pull the spring out. Plop it back in there. Put this in number 6. Grab another cap. Capping tool. Little whack will do. Pull it back out. We're good and gold. Works. And works. So we have a good 6-pin BE perfect with 1 key. I want to thank everybody for sticking through this long video, putting up with it, and joining me with it. So, y'all please stay safe and always stay legit. If you like this video and like what I do here, hit that like button. And if you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button. And as always, peace.